Hi, brothers and sisters. Come to you tonight to talk to you about our current situation. Humbly to make some information available to you. A lot of you guys probably know this. Again, a lot of this is speculation, as usual. It's facts from the internet, thoughts that I've had that I wanted to share with you, and hopefully it'll help some of you. First of all, I'm an advocate for following what the CDC says. You know, regardless of what's going on, their guidelines will help prevent the spread of this. So first I want to say, you know, make sure you follow what they say. Actually, I got a text from the Veterans Administration. Their suggestions, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just want to go over it so you know I can say that I went over it. You know, it's March 8th, it's March 19th, 12:30 a.m. and I consider this a video time capsule of this moment, as far as content of this video, as to what's going on in the world with Corona and people, how they think about this, and the stigma and the craziness that's going on here in America and across the world. But first, let me go on with this quick text from VA. They're telling me about how I should, you know, be careful. Excuse me. Okay, so first here, logically, wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. And the happy birthday thing you guys know already. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home if you are sick or becoming sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, not your hands, and throw the tissue in the trash. That's because this virus is mostly transmitted with basically vapor droplets of fluid when you cough, sneeze, whatever. They're also saying clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Get a flu shot. This is all stuff they have said every year, as long as I can remember, for straight up flu. Now I guess Corona is actually a type of SARS, but even as bad as Corona is, and I don't want to say hype, because I think it's a good idea for us to be careful not to catch it. It's considered a pandemic, and I didn't realize until this happened, but pandemic means they expect everyone to get it, which is scary. I mean, that's scary, but when we compare the flu numbers to Corona numbers, and these are World Health Organization and CDC stats and VA advice, so everything I've got here is government, and it's the best we've got right now. Corona is hard to compare to the flu because it's still progressing. We don't understand it, but it is with what we have, we can project a lot. But right now, the flu in this year has 5 million confirmed cases. Corona has 218,584, and that was about 45 minutes ago. Deaths for the flu, according to the World Health Organization, 61,200. Deaths for Corona. At this point, I have 8,938. Probably closer to 9,000 now. Sure, that's going to go up because, you know, we're still having the Corona curve go up, and the flu has pretty much peaked and started back down, my understanding is. The flu has had 100,000 people hospitalized. 100,000. Okay, so that's ventilators, very similar issues, older people that get sick and die from both of these. It's basically a pneumonia. I couldn't find a good stat for Corona of how many people are hospitalized. All kinds of numbers left and right, and I'm getting that with a lot of these stats. That's why I tried to get the same company or the same agency for both sets of stats when I read these out to you. Apparently this takes a long time to gestate, so we don't even know when people are sick. They're walking around Typhoid Mary carrying this, especially younger people. Not picking on younger people, but they're the ones more likely to be carriers. You know, you just think about it when you're out there, you may not even know you have it. So at least for the next 2 or 3 weeks until we see what's going to happen, isolation is not really a bad idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea even for common flu to do that, honestly. I don't know why. I don't know why people, the government, are more concerned about corona's numbers than they are about the flu, because the flu kills so many more people, and it happens every year. You know, these viruses, they talk about corona being a mutation, a new virus. Every year the flu mutates, once, twice. Your flu shot, 20% effective on all the strains that are out there. And this is before corona. They don't have anything to help with corona other than the guidelines that I just read to you, as far as keeping it from going to giving it somebody or catching it from somebody. I have read some stuff that I hadn't seen before that I want to share with you. They're saying zinc can break the virus's replication cycle. You don't want to just take a bunch of zinc. You want to check with your doctor. Some people are sensitive to it, even toxic. I've heard, now this is stuff I've just heard. Don't go out and take it on my word. Call your doctor. Do your own research until you understand what you're doing. But it's better to try and learn and do something about it than just sit and listen to what everybody's saying. Try to understand what's going on so you know what to expect, if nothing else. Okay, I've heard also that taking melatonin helps kill the cycle, the reproduction cycle of the virus. There's the stuff that they look up replicase. Replicase is the genetic material that makes the cells replicate, and what the zinc does is it keeps that from creating new cells. Also, the stuff they use for malaria, I can't pronounce this, chloroquine, I think it is they're also considering using to help break the cycle of spread. Another thing that I just saw today that's is interesting for a lot of us here in America, if you use an ACE inhibitor to control high blood pressure, I recently saw a stat, and this is from the government, 75% of the older people in Italy that have died, 75% were on some kind of ACE inhibitor. So apparently that helps the virus replicate, or it keeps you from fighting it. So if you're on any, like the Cinepril, there's a whole bunch of high blood pressure medicines that are considered ACE inhibitors. So they're looking at that as one of the factors that could cause you to, have trouble healing from it, maybe even die. So look that up on the internet when you're thinking about it. The biggest factor I see here about spreading, it's on your breath. When you sneeze, stay at 6 to 10 feet away from people. Don't go close to people that are sick. And I know this is horrible. I have more about this, the heart part of it, here in a minute. But I want to get what I have about the actual virus. And it's a real virus. It's happening. I mean, you wouldn't want to catch the flu either, but you sure don't want to catch this if you're old and sick and apparently on high blood pressure medicine. 36 to 48 hours on surfaces. So, that's got a pretty good transmission rate on doorknobs. You know what I'm saying. You want to watch that. Another thing, I keep trying to find ways to help people since there's really no treatment for it. The best we can do is what we learn about dealing with it, what people have learned already, paying a high price. Body pH. If your body pH is more alkaline than acidic, this virus has a hard time staying, living in your body and replicating and transferring itself. Okay, now that we've got this covered, and if I find out anything else, I'll certainly throw out another video. I know there's a lot of sources. You guys are confused who to believe, what to believe. So am I. So I have a little bit to add to this. I find it strange and unusual and disconcerting that the government reacts so virulently to coronavirus, but every year flu that kills much more people is just business as usual. And it's the same thing this season. I don't understand the significance of putting so much on the corona cases. Statistically it looks like another flu. A bad flu, I'll give you that. But a pandemic, everyone gets it? okay, I'm just having a little bit of trouble with that. I don't want to take away from everybody's pain and suffering at all. As a matter of fact, the compassion and love and help that you show people shouldn't depend on whether they have coronavirus or not. It should be based on their needs. And this is all the time. I say this a lot, I know. But it's certainly going to help in this situation to keep a positive attitude, to keep a positive outlook for the future. You know, our thoughts enter into the universe and sometimes can manifest these things that we think about. So staying positive is always a great idea. And even if you don't believe in the manifestation thing, people see you. And if they see that you're positive and you're happy and you want to help, it makes a difference with them. It makes a difference with their recovery. It makes a difference with how they look at their life and what they do from here on out. So I'm going to preach about love and compassion for about 30 seconds. That was it. We're done. You people out there that want to help, you know who you are. You know what to do. I'm not saying take chances with your own personal safety, but you know, there's people out there that always need help, and certainly more now. But America's going through a major shutdown. It's kind of scary. I can't recall in my 60 years that anything happening quite like this. Another thing that's odd, considering this isn't the worst medical pandemic that we have faced, and you know, I just don't understand what's going on. And I think we need, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we need to lay low, take a look around, look at other countries, try and look at this, not just us as America, or not just you as a person trying to take care of yourself, but think of a global community. That's what we're going to have to do from here on out. We're going to have to help each other and pray a lot. And I don't want to go on and on about this. When you see someone that's down, put yourself in their place. You know, that could be you. You know, in a lot of ways, it is you. We're all one, and we need to accept that. Just kind of sad tonight. Hopefully I'll have better news on my next video. Everybody pray, keep a positive attitude, and hopefully you watch this to the end. If you want to support this channel, please consider like and subscribing, and hopefully we'll have more for you when the sun comes out tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.